In this video, let's go through assignment 122C, solutions to rational functions. So example number 1 says determine the value of y if x is 5. So all you need to do for this question is you need to put y in place of x in that equation, and then simplify it and see what answer you get. So it says do absolute value of 5 minus 10. Remember, absolute value means that you take the resulting answer and make it positive. So 5 minus 10 is negative 5, and then the absolute value of that will be 5. So the answer to this one is 5. Question number 2 says determine the value of y if x is negative 8. So in this question, it's y equals parentheses x plus 4 close parentheses squared. So we're going to put this negative 8 in place of this x here. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4, and the negative 4 squared is positive 16. Think about it, a negative 4 times a negative 4, that's what negative 4 in parentheses squared means, right? And a negative times a negative is a positive, so this one would be 16. Example number 3 wants us to determine the value of y if x is negative 34. So in this one, you're going to plug in negative 34 in for x, add it to 38, which would be positive 4. And then when you're all done with that, you're going to square root 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. All right, example 4, determine the value of y if x is negative 5. When you have a fraction like this, you evaluate the numerator and the denominator separately. So the numerator is 33. There's nothing I can do about that. Negative 5 plus 16 is 11. 33 over 11 can be simplified to 3. The answer to this one is 3. Example 5. Graph the function y equals negative x minus 2, close parentheses, squared minus 4, using the given table of values and following the instructions below. Plot at least 5 points from the table on the axis above. Click a point to delete it. All right, so they want us to graph this function, and they've given us a table of values. So all I have to do is take 5 points from this table and put it on the graph. This graph goes up from negative 10 to positive 10 in both directions, so I can ignore any values in this table that don't involve the numbers less than 10 or greater than negative 10. So I'm going to do 0, 0 here. I'm going to do 1, negative 3 here. I'm going to do 2, negative 4 here. 3, negative 3, 4, 0. So as soon as I saw this squared, I knew it was going to be a parabola. So the most important point to get when you're graphing a parabola is the vertex. And it worked out when I picked the 0, 0 that I just happened to pick 2 points away from it. So I have 5 points here. I can click done. And now it says draw a function with your mouse through all the points. Click and drag to draw. Make sure you draw the graph to the edge of the grid where applicable. Let me draw a graph all at once or piece by piece. So I'm going to do my best drawing skills there. And then if I keep it going that way, it's going to look like that. Let's see how close I got. Oh man, my graph wasn't close enough. So when you do this, make sure your line's a little less straight than mine. I did a little wobbly. So actually, these 4 points all hit fine. It's this one that missed. So I didn't do too bad. But now you know what to do on yours. And then question number 6 wants us to graph, but it's not giving us a table of values here. So we have to make the table of values ourselves. So I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to go to Desmos. And I'm going to add a table here. And I'm going to type in actually, I'm going to type the equation instead. So I'm going to type y equals parentheses 1/2 to the x minus 5. And there we go. There's what the graph should look like. And they say that I should take at least 4 points from this graph. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can just click and drag until you find some points that work out, like that one works. You can also click on the gear here and then click on this table, and it will bring up a table of values here. And you can go through and you can add any values that you want. And I'm going to do this because the graph says plot at least 4 points with integer coordinates. So I can't use these decimals. I have to use ones that aren't decimals. So it looks like I have 4 now. -2, -1, and -1, -3, and 0, -4, through -3, 3, and -4, 11. So this is a exponential graph. So I see this part. I really want to know what's going to happen over here. So I'm going to add another point here. I'm going to add 3, not good enough. Decimal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see that this graph is getting, there's no more points for us to use. This graph is getting closer and closer to -5, which was part of the equation, but it's never going to actually get there. So I've used all the points I can use that are integers. So now it looks like that's as far as I'm going to get. So I just need to remember that this graph is going to get really close to -5 and never actually get there. So let's see how well I can do this one. Maybe I redeem myself on this one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see if I get credit for this one. Hey, graph's much better this time. So there we go. And that's how you do this one. That's the last example for today. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.